Both Illinois and Missouri are gearing up for elections this spring, and that includes a general election this April in the Show Me State.
Voters in Palmyra School District will chime in on an $8 million bond issue called Proposition 2. WGEM's Claire Edlin shows us what that ballot measure means for students. Claire?
Daniel and Raja, the Palmyra School District Superintendent Jason Harper says he's concerned about some of the current bills on the roster and how they could impact the school's budget. He says one bill, which already has House approval, would allow open enrollment for Missouri public schools. This means students from outside the district can transfer in, which could potentially increase budget spending for more transportation. He says the school also opposes a newly proposed education savings fund because of where the tax credits would go.
But the big issue for public schools is we feel that that tax money should go to public schools. If they are creating tax credits, those tax credits then go to possibly could go to private schools or charter schools, and then that's diverting tax money to non-public schools.
Harper says another proposal is to increase the baseline salary for teachers. He says this doesn't impact the Palmyra School District since they're right at the baseline, but it could compromise salary schedules for veteran teachers who may be getting paid the same as new teachers. Daniel?
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, he says another bill, which is titled Senate Bill 799, which proposes a 12-year depreciation schedule on vehicles, could impact the school's taxes as well.